Hey guys, I know this video is probably a little bit different than the typical videos that I usually share. I just made like some old videos public, and it might look like a bit of a gulf. Like the work that I used to do is radically different than the work that I do now, and like my interests, of course, have changed. Like all of ours do. Like getting into like Linux programming, things of that nature. Um, and moving from kind of a more so like finance and economics background. So I figured since the old videos that I made public again look radically different than how the tiny house is now, that I would just kind of show what it looks like so you can get a better idea of a more finished idea. And if like you yourself want to like build a tiny house, like you can kind of get an idea of like cost, time frames, get an idea of an outcome, especially if you're a DIY builder like myself. Like I came from no construction experience whatsoever. Like my only sort of industrial background, if you could even call it that, would be like automotive paint repair and like automotive collision repair. So this was way outside of my wheelhouse. But if a professional contractor looked at this and be like, this place looks like, you know, but like for me, like I'm super happy with it, with what I know. So a little bit of a recap. Like a couple of years back, me and my wife, we wanted to build a tiny house. We several years back, actually, like almost 10 years ago at this point. I found a spot, started building. The build costs, I want to say the initial cost was about 12 grand, and like just over time, like adding things here and there, like it's probably closer to 18 grand. Like appliances, fixtures, things like that. Like things breaking, having to replace them, and then like also having like other people stay here, because we only stayed in here for 2, maybe 3 years before we had our son. And then when she was really pregnant, the way that we had the space designed, it wasn't really set up for a pregnant mother. So it was a better option for us to get a larger house, when ultimately we had the idea of getting a property to move the tiny house onto. So it still kind of works out, but at present, like we're not really maximizing the usage of this space in the way that we'd like. Ideally, either I'll Airbnb it or sell it when I have all of the other odds and ends kind of tied up that I want to get done on it. Like um, putting new trailer brakes on it, um, changing out the water system, like just a number of like different like little things that we would want to do if we were either going to like sell it, which would be one set of things we would do, or Airbnb it, which would be another set of things that we would want to do. Like honestly, like I would just prefer to like all of us like move in here and just like deal with each other's crap. But I I'm a glutton for punishment, I guess. But anyway, um, I'll start off in the kitchen. Like the bummer about like a tiny house is like it's like a 2-second tour actually. So you probably saw like all of our fixtures probably looked like radically different. Of course, like got a little sink here. I usually have this like hooked up to the outlet. This runs off of just one 120 amp plug. Like the whole house runs off a 120 amp plug. Most of the appliances are like propane. Add in like a little just nice little USB light, and like there's like a kitchen storage. And on this side, I built like a captain's ladder that is on a rail to like slide over, so that you can like reach over in that area a bit easier. And then just basic stuff that you would have in your kitchen. Just a couple little cubbies, pretty decent sized fridge. Like I mean, it's not a little mini fridge or anything like that. And like definitely want to like change this guy out for like I don't know, something else. Like it's old, like it's been through its paces, and like you can see that in like the older videos. Um, we have this like little hammock chair, which is pretty comfortable. All right, squeaky floor. I'm definitely switching that computer out. Like I have this little laptop running Debian 12 Buster, I want to say it is. And then I built this little like a flip out table, and like I might post a picture of it like flipped down. I might not. Like I don't know. And the main heater is actually this guy. I'm going to be switching this one out for one of the ones with a thermostat. I'll probably post a link in the description for like one of the other guys when I would like one of the other guys that made a video on like these propane heaters. He did a really great job of explaining how like thermostat works, and then I went and like redid all these breakers because like I had this weird issue where the power was tripping at the main panel and not this panel. And I mean it I mean if you're not an electrician, like it would be kind of boring for me to even tell you, so I'm not. But if you're curious about it, like leave a comment and I'll tell you like why the power was tripping in the main house and not in this panel. So I think probably like the biggest issue in this house is our bathroom entrance. So I'm 5'10", and this door is 5'10". Like you, I mean, you can see like I am right at where this door opens. Let me actually open it this way so you can see. Like I'm right there. Like I have to enter this door sideways. So like for anybody like taller than 5'10", like you're not gonna make it. Like it's a struggle, and I'm not like redesigning that or anything like that because that would be a whole thing. But I mean, it's cool. Like, you know, like we kind of built it around like us and like our size. And like this is the actual bathroom in here. I like redid the shower, so like we used to have like a horse trough in here. That was like our tub. But I mean, standing shower. We got like this separate toilet. So like the cool thing with this is like it really helps with like moisture too, because it's constantly venting out. And then on Amazon, like we found like these heated kind of like seat warmers. Like they like adhere to like the bottom of the seat, and you can turn on so you have like a seat warmer. And since it's separating, you know, like you don't see any of where like the business goes. So it's pretty cool, and like it vents out, so like, you know, we never have to worry about like a smell or anything like that. And there's like the propane hot water heater that runs in there too. So that's cool. And that same like propane hot water heater also feeds this sink. And I was really happy about like this captain slider. Like I had some like deck board that I like turned into that, and like if you look at like the cut, like there is it's perfect clearance. And this house is 16 feet long, so it's definitely, you could probably even call this like a micro tiny house before I even like go up all the way. That thing there is like a hammock that like folds down, and then like there's other like swinging hammock chair too. And the egress into the loft, it's not that bad in my opinion. But I mean, it's kind of cool. The hardest thing, honestly, well, one of the hardest things was like wiring like this three-way switch. So like this switch also controls, if I could show it. Well, that light right there. Whoops, sorry. So if I hit that three-way switch, yeah, you can see it hitting that light there. And there's another switch down there for it. But yeah, I mean, the loft is chill. I mean, it's just little loft, little twin size bed. We used to have a queen bed in here when we were staying in here, but we're not anymore, so what can you do? And so yeah, like that initial egress like is kind of tricky, but after you take like one or two steps, like you're you're fine. But yeah, it's pretty much what the whole space looks like now. And then a loft up there. But anyway, just wanted to give you like an update on like what the house looks like now. Like when it's actually daytime, I'll maybe make a second video or another video, especially if I can get Google SketchUp 2016 version working to be able to show the 3D model to compare and contrast between how I initially designed it in SketchUp and like what it looked like as a finished product, so you can get a better idea, especially if you like want to build one yourself, because it's really fun. You learn a whole lot, and like honestly, like you watching all of my mistakes, like you could do this for under 15 grand easy and have like a solid place to live that you can hitch behind your Rivian, your half-ton truck, your Cybertruck if you have one of those, and you can tow this thing anywhere. We had this at another property before we bought our house, our obviously bigger house, and we just towed it over here. And when we were over there, like we were paying the same price that we would pay for a room. So, you know, $600 living in the backyard, and we had our whole space to ourselves. Didn't have to worry about roommates like walking in and out of our space. It was peaceful. It was really peaceful, and we live in the Pacific Northwest, so there's lots of like greenery, woodland. So even though like we were kind of like in the city, like in the suburbs, like it still felt secluded in a way, like kind of out in the mountains. But anyway, thanks for checking out my long rambly update. Leave the comments and any questions you might have if you're interested in like tiny houses or Linux or whatever's on your mind. Thanks for watching.